Hi, my name is Rich Lilly with Project Leadership Associates. Today we're going to discuss how to empower enterprise mobility. Companies gain an extra 240 hours of work per year out of their mobile workforce. This is a very large amount, and typically to support this, there are various devices, applications, and services offered by the business that users need access to efficiently and quickly. What is typically driving a lot of this enterprise mobility change? We look at having additional end users specifically, look at specific users, devices, applications, and data. Now, one of the biggest problems is managing this from an IT perspective. We have to manage disparate devices on disparate platforms. We have to manage applications across all these various devices, as well as the data that resides not only within, but outside those applications. Microsoft's Enterprise Mobility Suite allows three major components that help some of the user mobility challenges that are faced today. So how is this done? We look at working from the top down, from the IT administrator all the way through the end user. We start by looking at specifically developing a company portal. This company portal has various different applications, whether it be cloud services, internal line of business applications, SaaS applications that are offered by third parties or other vendors, as well as potentially in-store applications from the Play Store, iOS Store, or Windows Store. We also look at managing these applications across various platforms, whether they be corporate-owned devices like laptops or phones, or non-corporate-owned devices. Now, how do we maintain this? This is all across one user identity. It should be tied to the identity, not specifically the device. So specifically, what is Enterprise Mobility Suite and how does it help solve these problems? We look at hybrid identity management with Windows Azure Active Directory Premium. Here we have up to 2,400 applications that are part of a gallery that we can publish out and delegate permissions to. We can also save permissions so that when we have a set of corporate applications, whether it's external or internal, we can make sure we have consistent access and don't actually have to share things like passwords with some of our users of shared accounts. We also look at things like multi-factor authentication, which we'll be demonstrating in just a little bit, allowing us to have a second factor such as a phone call, a text message, or a soft phone application to verify identity. We also look at self-service password reset. Typically 40% of help desk calls are focused around just supporting users and resetting their passwords properly. What if we can leverage the end user's own capabilities and connections to do that themselves and take that onus off the help desk? We also look at being able to essentially manage applications as well as provide a service level agreement for our hybrid identity and external solutions as well. We then also look at mobile device management, so whether this is a Windows, iOS, or Android platform. We also look at hardware or software inventory as well. So being able to know exactly what our users are using out there and what are supported platforms versus non-supported platforms. We also look at application distribution. So how do we distribute corporate or non-corporate applications to devices, or potentially block non-approved corporate applications as well. Finally, we look at potential full and selective wipe of data across these platforms as well. So be able to build a container or be able to segment data from a user or corporate perspective. That way we're not wiping any potential end user photos or personal files, but we can maintain that boundary between our corporate-owned data specifically. And finally, we look at information protection with Azure Rights Management Services. So this allows us to actually lock or encrypt files with a specific key and provide them specifically to end users that we define, as well as have specific timelines that they can access those files as well. So now we're going to take a look at the My Apps portal. So this is an example of how Microsoft offers SSO application availability for corporate applications for all their end users. We're also going to demonstrate multi-factor authentication. So before I hit sign on, there's going to be three different ways we can leverage a multi-factor, a second factor, 2FA. In this case, we have a phone, so this could be a phone call, which we'll get in just a second. We can also get a text message for approval. We can also get a soft token on a phone as well. These are all methods in which we know we are tied to specifically my phone number or my device. We're going to go ahead and hit sign in. And you're going to see it's going to prompt to call me at a specific number. Let's go take a look. So as we'll see in just a second, it'll call my phone and request verification that I am, in fact, myself. There we go.
Sign-in verification system. Please press the pound key to finish your verification. Your account has been verified. Goodbye.
As you can see, our account has been now verified, and if we look back at our screen, we'll see it actually logged us into the corporate portal. Now we have access to our approved corporate applications. I work in the marketing department, and I'm actually able to leverage and access my corporate Twitter account without ever knowing the credentials for that account. So in this case, we'll go ahead and launch our Twitter page here. And you can see here it doesn't expose the credentials to me and logs directly into my corporate Twitter. We can also do this for various other applications. For instance, I have a personal Southwest Airlines account. And if we wanted to, we can update with our own personal credentials. So here we can then input these credentials for our own personal applications. And then again, this is one time. This is now saved in the portal. We never have to enter it again. Also under our profile information, we also have the option of looking at other things we can do with our account. We can change our password, we can register for password reset, we can even add additional security verification options as well. Now we're going to take a look at password reset for our external facing users. Now in this case, 40% of help desk tickets are typically focused on just supporting users from a password reset perspective. Now any user with a hybrid identity can go to passwordreset.microsoftonline.com and reset their password by simply entering their user account, and our little diagram here. And what's going to happen is it's going to prompt me for a factor of authentication. It's either going to email me, send me a text message, or call my phone to verify that I do want to reset my password. Now I'm actually not going to reset my password, but what will happen from here is it'll now call my phone and I'm going to be prompted to enter my old password and my new password, and that'll now be synced back to my Active Directory online account. This is a great solution for minimizing user impact for password reset. We're now finally going to look at specifically Microsoft's Intune platform for mobile device management. So in this case, we offer a single pane of glass for managing corporate and non-corporate devices. We can see we have a Windows Phone and an iPad in our environment. We can even look at things like what software I'm baseline pushing to every iPad in my environment. For instance, we're pushing a lot of the Microsoft stack. We're also pushing things like Microsoft Excel, the My Apps portal, which we just demoed, but on an iPad. We also have the option of saying we want to uninstall an application. So if I discover that there's Gmail and Gmail application, we'll automatically uninstall it the next time a policy refreshes. We can also look at corporate compliance policies. So for instance, I can look at a corporate compliance or configuration policy. In this case, we can block iPad applications from the store. We can also look at security policy, which dictate things like PIN numbers, encryption, and various other options like disabling, enabling Wi-Fi, VPN, or Wi-Fi profiles as well. These are just a couple of ways that the EMS platform can benefit your business. Thank you for attending today's session on how to empower enterprise mobility. My name is Rich Lilly. You can reach me at rlilly@projectleadership.net or at Twitter @RichLilly. Thank you.